Good morning, all. It is May 1st of 2024. Did you miss me? I've been gone for a little while. I know spring break for my kid was supposed to be the 22nd on, but I thought they were going back to school Monday. Apparently Monday, Tuesday, they had 2 extra days. So here I am. I'm back. Everybody's back to normal. Everybody's back to work. Everybody's back to school. We were talking about the hush money trial with Trump, which suddenly became very bizarre to me anyway. It went from hush money to Stormy Daniels, who, by the way, still owes Trump $300,000 for a defamation suit that was bullshit. To catch and kill or catching, I don't forget what the terminology was. I've been paying attention, but half-assed because of everything going on in my home. You know, there are more important things in life than watching Trump on trial. Sorry, there are. But I was in discussions with liberals, and, it was a civil conversation. I'm not going to say it was a bad conversation. I'm not going to say, they turned around and said, fuck you, you don't know what you're talking about. They never got to that point. So, which is fine, which is how it should be. I still don't get why all of a sudden now it's about squashing stories for the 2016 election. I mean, the 2016 election was spied on by the FBI. Now, from what I read, and I could be wrong, you can correct me on this. The FBI did an investigation for the old Russian collusion thing or whatever they were spying on Trump's campaign back in 2015, 2016. Okay? That's what they were doing. Now, people are saying Obama did that. Well, kinda, from what I'm reading. The FBI did the investigation on their own. And after a certain amount of time, they let Obama know what they were doing. So Obama never stopped it. He knew about it after the fact, after they started. But he never stopped it. So that's the problem that lies with the spying on Trump's campaign. And of course, finding nothing. And other people shouting Russian collusion when there was none. Okay? So they tried everything to stop this election to going to Trump in 2016, just like they're doing now. Trump is kicking the shit out of Biden right now. I don't care what anybody says. You may not think it, and you may not believe polls, because who would believe polls after 2016, truthfully? But you can see with your own eyes how things are going. They're not going well. You cannot sit here and with a straight face say things are going well under the Biden administration. They're not. They're not. They're sending all this money to Ukraine. They're sending all this money to Israel. They're sending money to Gaza to help with the humanitarian crisis there. They're sending money to Taiwan. And nothing for here. That's the worst part. We have problems here, and we're worried about the problems abroad. I don't know why we are at this point. Unless it's a threat to us directly, I wouldn't send another fucking dime to Ukraine. Our borders are still wide open. Now, they're going to tell you that we have legislation and the Republicans didn't want to pass it. The legislation, if you actually saw any part of it, is shit. They're still letting 5,000 people a day over. And that's only if they're Mexican. If they're from anywhere else, they can come in. So it's more than 5,000 a day. I don't know how this ends. Unless Biden puts back, and if you like it or not, the Trump thing was working. There was a point where it was, 2 million before the pandemic. I think 2 million people crossed the border. Well, Biden had 2 million people, 2.2 million cross in 1 year. I think the number now is up to 10 million. You can correct me on that one. I haven't really been reading up. Like I said, I haven't been reading up on a lot lately because I've been very, very busy with this house. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're in debt up to our ass. You send even more money that we don't have. It's not even our tax money anymore, believe it or not. We're borrowing money to send to Ukraine. Make that make sense. So this deficit is out of hand. And the only way to stop it is to stop the spending. Stop. But of course, they had to throw the TikTok thing in there too, which made absolutely no sense to me. Especially when they use it. Whatever. If it goes, it goes. There are other platforms to be on. But as for Trump, like I said, I don't foresee anything huge happening here. I don't. Maybe a large fine, maybe a slap on the wrist, maybe some probation. I don't foresee Donald Trump actually walking into a jail cell. I don't. And for the love of God, people who hate Trump this much and constantly, like Harry, saying that Trump does this, and Trump is bad about this, and Trump is... What the hell is so good about Biden? Why aren't you talking about that? Because I'm telling you now, there's nothing good about this administration. Zero. Between the border crossings, the inflation, gas has gone back up again. I just passed by a station, it was $3.85 for regular. Now, by my house, it's $3.60 something, so it just depends on the gas station, but it's nowhere under $3.40 anywhere around here. So that the food went back up. I was doing well with the food, and then all of a sudden I got another over $200 bill. So things are not better. They're not. You can sit here and give me all the statistics you want. I see with my eyes and I see with my wallet. And it's not going well. Okay, you can go on another rant or a tangent somewhere else. It's not better. And if Biden is in for another 4 years, it ain't going to get any better. I'm sorry. It's not. You cannot possibly be satisfied with the job that Biden is doing, or this administration, or this Congress is doing to the United States. You cannot be satisfied with this. I'm sorry, you can't. All of these politicians need to be recycled out. Chuck Schumer needs to go. Christine Gillibrand needs to go. Ted Cruz needs to go. Okay? There's a whole bunch of them that need to go. They are old, they are out of touch, and all they're doing is making sure that you and I fight so they can pass legislation that nobody agrees with. Nobody. Okay? We should have a vote on what happens to the money in this country, not them. I understand they represent us, but they're not representing us anymore. They're not. They're millionaires who tell you millionaires should pay more in taxes. You think they're going to raise the taxes on themselves? Wake the fuck up. Enough already. Anyway, that's my all-over rant for this morning. It's good to be back, and I'll talk to you soon. Booyah!